awakening. Stunning health recoveries. 100% cure for depression, insomnia, asthma, fatigue, chronic pain, insecurity, panic attacks, and other major disorders. Awaken the Kundalini Shakti, the dormant energy within. What would you do if you had 1300% more energy? Disease-free mind and body is your first wealth. Claim it at Inner Awakening. Inner Awakening, a 21-day meditation retreat with rare living incarnation. Paramahamsa Nityananda, Nityananda Dhyanapita, Nityananda Nagar, Bidadi, Bengaluru, Karnataka. Contact
0802 727 9999.
Email ia@nityananda.org.
नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. इस समय हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी दर्शकों और भक्तों का मैं प्रेम एवं आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today, Mahadeva is gracing us in the form of that Leela. Ezhugadal Araitadu means calling all the 7 oceans. See, when Sundareshwara was ruling the Pandya kingdom, the Kanchanamala, the mother of Devi Meenakshi, was advised by the sage Gautama to take dip in all 7 oceans, as that would bring her completion and lead her to enlightenment. So Kanchanamala informed this to Meenakshi and requested Meenakshi to give a recommendation to Mahadeva. Meenakshi took the recommendation to Mahadeva. Sundareshwara immediately called all the 7 oceans to come to Madurai in one pond. And Kanchanamala took bath in that pond and got blessed. Even now, that pond is there in the Meenakshi, in front of Meenakshi temple. And very funny thing, only that water is so salty, it gives the experience of literally the ocean water. All over Madurai, it's all good water. Because of that only the Vaigai, the underground water is so nice, but only this area, means that pond, only that pond is salt water. So it's very surprising. So Mahadeva is today gracing us in that form of Ezhugadal Alaitha Leelai. And as part of Ganesha Brahmotsava, Ganesha is also gracing us on the lion vehicle, Simha Vahana, Swarna Simha Vahana. I'll enter into today's Nitya Satsang. First thing, I would recommend everyone who are born Hindus or who are practicing Hindus, to all of you, find why you are practicing what you are practicing. Have adequate and right reasons. Most of the Hindu organizations fail utterly, bitterly, badly because they do not have adequate cognition, adequate reasons, enough reasons. Understand, Hinduism is not one more religion which is out there for the sake of number or to achieve political power or control over the people through religion. That's the first understanding we need to have. The Western civilization unfortunately do not know what is religion. Please understand. They know only set of rules, regulations, organization based, some concepts which are usually used for political manipulation or controlling people. That is why I'll make this one statement very boldly. As per the Western definition, Hinduism is not a religion. And we are a lifestyle. Beauty of this religion is no one can use this to control or manipulate people. No one can use this religion for political power, political manipulation. Hinduism is a lifestyle enriching yourself and others with consciousness. As I said, wherever the mystery is explored, mysteries of consciousness is explored, wherever people try to complete their incompletions, wherever people try to experience the ultimate, taste the ultimate, wherever people seek the ultimate, Hinduism is practiced there. Understand? It is practiced there. What really is the main reasons for the suffering we go through? What really is the reason for the attack we go through? Unfortunately, Hindu organizations whether it is a spirituality based organizations like teaching yoga, meditation, spiritual concepts, or religion-based organizations, the ritualistic component of Hinduism, that based organization, or organizations created for the social justice of Hindus, the demand of social justice for Hindus, or the organizations created to reach out all over the world to remove the wrong ideas, concepts taught about Hinduism and to clear, to stop the defamation. Any type of these organizations, please understand, are doing service to society based on the Hindu faith. Any of this type of organizations needed to do one thing mainly. Please understand, needed to do one thing mainly. Even for Nityananda Sangha, I am giving this as an important advice. Our work is not inside our Sangha. Our work is mainly outside the Sangha to reach out to the mainstream Hindus. But fortunately or unfortunately, knowingly or unknowingly, we are overwhelmed. We are overwhelmed with whatever you call as your completion or incompletion, your knowledge or practice, what you think as right or wrong. Most of the Hindu organizations are caught within themselves. They are again and again and again, including Nityananda Sangha. Please understand, whatever I am saying is for all the Hindus and for Nityananda Sangha. Whatever I am saying is a self-criticism. It is not criticizing somebody else. It is my introspection and the truths I realized by internalizing. We are overwhelmed and forget the mainstream Hindus. Understand? We need to remind the mainstream Hindus and we need to educate the mainstream Hindus, answer for this great question, why? Answer for this great question, why? Is necessary. When we don't address the question why, the atheists, anti-Hindu elements, which is a lot, huge, people who want to convert, people who want to terrorize, people who want to divide, people who want to politicize, they will teach people why not. When you don't answer for the question why, they will answer for the question why not. Understand? Before they feed the ants They feed their ideas. Why not? Means, why don't you give up this lifestyle? Why don't you give up Hinduism? Before they start spreading why not, you better spread why. Before they start infusing the ideas of why not, you better spread the ideas of why. It is inability to answer why is the biggest suffering Hinduism is going through. And the tradition which started with why. See, the first statement of our tradition is not there is a God, He is above somewhere, He made the world. No! The first statement we make is Atato Brahma Jignasat. Let us investigate, inquire into the truth. Means we start with why. Actually, we should be asking all the civilizations this question, why? Not that we will be asked, we will be questioned, why? Asking why should be our brand. Asking why should be our lifestyle. Asking why should be our thought trend. Because we start with why. We don't start with definite statements. Please understand. And we reach the heights of defining indefinite. We reach the heights of defining indefinite, but we start with the great why. Kapila, the first man who started thinking on the planet Earth. I still feel men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Through meteorites, the life has landed on the planet Earth. And still I am not having any proof for what I am saying, whether from the Hindu cosmology or the modern day researchers. If I get a proof, I will present it to you guys. But intuitively, I still feel men landed on the planet Earth from Mars through some maybe those days Vimana or whatever. Anyhow, the first man who started thinking on the planet Earth is Kapila. When I see the teachings of Kapila, I could see so beautifully, it starts clearly with why. So, I commit with Veda Mata. I'll come up with a huge volume just with the title, Why? Just with this why. Because there are tons and tons and tons of answers required for all the why. I'll at least answer 1008 why and come up with a volume, Why? So that people can understand. See, the answering why, the why should be answered with all possible questions. It is not that when people ask why, you will address only that why. Then after that they will ask when, you will address when. Then they will ask how, you will address how. Then they will ask what, you will address what. No. The moment they ask why, finish addressing everything. When, how, what, is, everything. So that they have adequate cognition, right cognition, adequate reason, right reason. This why, the great why. Only if this great why is addressed, only if this great why is answered, and I tell you, please believe, this is another one big problem. The modern day Hindus have a deep self-doubt due to the strong westernization. A deep self-doubt. Unfortunately, even Hindus don't know they can handle the voice of the world. I tell you, not only you can handle the why of the world, you can ask the world why. You have enough knowledge to ask the world why. Wake up. Fear of you asking why, they force their why on you. If you are allowed, if they don't push their why on you, you are so strong, so powerful, built on why, you will ask that great why to them. That is why they pushed the why on you and put the self-doubt in you. O sons of immortality, living Hindus, from now onwards I decide I'll use only this word, living Hindus. I'll use only this word, practicing Hindus. I'm not going to use anymore the word Hindus. I'm going to only use the word practicing Hindus. Oh, living Hindus, practicing Hindus, listen. Listen. First understand, you have adequate and right and more than enough reasons for all whys happens inside you, and all whys happens outside you. And it is time you answer, you learn and answer all the whys happening inside you, outside you, and ask the other guys why. Put the strong why on them, let them answer. Hinduism is a spiritual lifestyle, spiritual thought trend, spiritual experience. That is why I am telling you, please understand. Yesterday I was going through the Bhagavatam, some of the chapters of Bhagavatam, to study the original words of Kapila. The original words of Kapila is recorded only in very few books. So I was studying. All of you should know, Bhagavatam officially records Buddha as 21st incarnation of Vishnu. Please understand, Buddha is one of the incarnation of Vishnu. Bhagavatam, one of the oldest scriptures of Hinduism, officially records that he is going to come with this clear name and place he will be born, his mother's name, the message he is going to teach. Bhagavatam is written at least 5,000 years before. Buddha happened 2,500 years before. With the clear Buddha's various names, Bhagavatam records Buddha as a Bhavishya, means the future incarnations, with this name Buddha. Anyhow, the truth I wanted to convey to all of you, please listen. The truth you need to understand now, we can never and we were never fit ourselves into the Western definition of religion. A set of ideas, whoever believes that belongs to that religion, and you vote for a particular people for your vested interest, you become a power center. No, we don't fit into the definition. That is why our lifestyle was always, is there who is the available person, the best available person who can lead us to the next level of completion and next level of consciousness. That's all. Understand, when Kapila comes, the whole humanity follows him, raises to enlightenment. Next, when Dattatreya comes, the whole civilization follows him. Next, when Buddha comes, the whole civilization follows him. Even though he was completely against what Dattatreya and Kapila taught. Krishna beautifully explains in Bhagavatam. He says there are a lot of atheist people. How much ever you make them understand, they will not have the trust on the ultimate, and they will not be able to reach the completion and enlightenment. Because that was the period the human brain has gone to a next level, whether fortunately or unfortunately, it has reached a level where the integrity is not part of your life. You can just be completely out of integrity and continue to exist. See, the good things happened. Through that is a new way of thinking has been developed. It's not that that was altogether wrong or altogether negative, but the bad thing happened is the spirituality has become very distant. Later on, I'll analyze on that subject. Along with the human brain development, the different incarnations have happened based on the requirements. Krishna explains beautifully, when that kind of a new type of brain started developing, Krishna Bhagavan lands in the form of Buddha and encourages, attests their agnostic, atheistic principles. So finally what happened? These guys who don't believe anything and anybody, they started believing Buddha, who is again incarnation of Lord, who is again incarnation. That feeling connection that trust, that Shraddha. Through that, he helped them to reach completion and led them to enlightenment. After Buddha, suddenly comes Shankara. We did not have a second thought to simply follow Shankara, who is completely teaching against the principles of Buddha. At this moment, who is available to help us to the reach next level of consciousness? That's all. Only with that we lived. All knowledge centers, moksha puris of Hinduism, Kanchi, Puri, Madurai, all moksha puris of Hinduism, has changed their main deity at least 10 times. Understand? At least 10 times. I am telling you from my own authority, who can read Akashic records. All the top moksha puris, Kashi, Kanchi, Puri, Dwarka. Because when a new person comes who can raise you to the next level of consciousness, we never bothered about sticking to the old infrastructure. We handed over the whole infrastructure to the new person, told, please take it up and raise us. Still, in many Buddha temples, Hindu deities are there, and many Hindu temples, Buddha deities are there. Sometimes it is covered and sometimes uncovered, but it is there. And we don't have a problem about it. We don't have a problem about it. After Shankara, suddenly Nagarjuna comes. People understand, yes, this guy can take us, raise us to the next level of consciousness. The whole group, Nagarjuna's teachings are completely against Shankara. We just followed. Then comes Ramanuja, who is totally against Shankara and Nagarjuna. We just followed him. Then comes Madhva, who is completely different from Shankara, Ramanuja, Nagarjuna. We followed him. Then comes Vidyaranya, who is completely different from Buddha and Ramanuja and Madhva. I can say in a way very safely, he is little different even from Shankara, from his own Guru, Guru Parampara. But we just followed him. We are established on one truth. Who can lead us to the next level of consciousness? Who can lead us to the next level of completion? So please understand, we always lived on why, not on any organization. Don't try to imitate seeing the Western organized religion. The Hinduism can live on organized religions, organized structure, on organization. No. We are not cut for that. We are cut. We are designed, our consciousness has evolved, the collective soul of the Veda Mata, collective soul of Indic knowledge is based on this one truth. Who can answer for our more number of voice? Only the ability to answer more number of voice was the base foundation on which the Indic tradition, the Indic knowledge tradition is established. I can say very safely, this word Indic knowledge tradition can be the beautiful word to mention the whole Sanatana Dharma and Hinduism and all the everything put together. Indic knowledge tradition. That is why still Mahanirvani Akada as one madi, means one chapter dedicated to Buddhism. Please understand, still Buddhists are respected, recognized as part of Mahanirvani Akada, and they are given the equal respect of a Mahamandaleshwar in Kumbh Mela. Still. And they also come and participate very actively. And always they fill their seat. Any bandara, any program, any festival, they come and represent. And they live in their places allotted to them by Akada. All the madis, means the branches of Akada, Buddhism is respected as a branch. So the Indic knowledge tradition is built on the great why. Just few days before, one of my sannyasi, he was telling me, Swamiji, he went for a trip to meet devotees, people outside the campus. When he came back, he said, Swamiji, I feel only one thing we need to create. Nothing else is required. I asked him, what? Men. Sannyasis with integrity, authenticity. Because he told me, only few days I went for rounds. In 9 places, people wanted to donate properties to our ashram. He says, 9 places. He says, wherever I go and talk, speak about our tradition, answer their questions, immediately they say, Swamiji, please take this property. You build a school or a temple or do any charity activity you want. We will collect money also and support you even monetarily. He went for 1 round and 9 places. He says all good size properties. People who are giving are not too rich people, middle class people. Whatever they have, in that they are making one portion and giving it. And in that 9 people, 8 have not even met me once. They have not met me even once. In those days, we used to get donations from people who have met me, who attended the program. Now they say, we listen to Swamiji's satsang every morning, that is enough. Please have your temple or Gurukul or a Goshala or Annalaya or any activity you want. We will also raise the funds and donate. He said, Swamiji, the only thing we need to build now is people with integrity and authenticity. People. I tell you, that will happen only when you know how to answer the great why of people. The why of people should be answered. The more number of why you are able to answer, the more you are going to keep this Indic knowledge tradition alive. It's my passion subject, so I'll go on and on and on. I'll continue. And next few days satsang also. We need to create men who will answer the whys. The great whys. They should go around having a big board on themselves. I can answer all your whys about Indic knowledge tradition, India and Hinduism. May I help you with your why? We should go around answering people's why. Understand? Neither Hindus lost their tradition, nor tradition has given upon them. It is just the bridge needs to be strengthened by answering more and more whys. Why is enough? Answer why, that is enough. You don't need to give up on people. And nobody is violent. Nobody is giving up on you. Nobody is throwing you out. Everyone is ready to listen. I request all the Hindu leaders, religious, spiritual, social, all leaders affiliated to Hinduism, please just enrich yourself and enrich others to answer the whys of people. This is the first step to revive Hindu tradition. I'll speak about the next steps in further next satsangs. With this, I move to the next segment of the morning satsang, Nirahara Samyama. Nirahara Samyama का अगले बैच को आरंभ कर रहे हैं. अगर आप इस बार निराहार संयमा में भाग लेने चाहते हैं तो हमें कॉल कीजिए. हमें कॉल करने का नंबर है 080 2727 9999. अब हम आज के निराहार संयमा ध्यान में प्रवेश करेंगे. सीधी तरह से बैठ जाइए और चेतना स्थिति के साथ कल्पना कीजिए कि आप बिड़ती वटवृक्ष बन गए हैं. इस कल्पना के साथ आप अपने दोनों नासिकाओं और मुंह के द्वारा सांस अंदर लीजिए. जितनी देर आप अपने सांस को अंदर बांध कर रख सकते हैं उतनी देर आप अपने अंदर सांस को बांध कर रखिए. जब आप अपने सांस को और बांध कर नहीं रख पा रहे हैं तभी आप अपने मुंह बंद रखकर अपने सांस को अपनी दोनों नासिकाओं द्वारा धीरे से छोड़ दीजिए. अब मैं अपनी पूरे संपूर्ण श्रद्धा, उत्तरदायित्व और लाभान्वित करने के 4 तत्वों के साथ आशीर्वाद देता हूँ कि आप सबकी कुंडलिनी शक्ति जागृत हो जाए और आप सब अपनी जीव ऊर्जा को सीधे आकाश और वायु से उत्पन्न करें. अब क्रिया आरंभ कीजिए और इस क्रिया को लगातार 21 मिनट तक कीजिए. With this, I request all the Nirahara Samyama participants sit straight, close your eyes, visualize you became Biddi Kalpavriksha. Cognize you have become Biddi Kalpavriksha. Inhale through both the nostrils. Hold as long as you can. And exhale through both the nostrils. Please listen. Inhale through both the nostrils and the mouth simultaneously. Hold as long as you can. And exhale through both the nostrils. Do the same process for next 21 minutes. with the cognition you have become Bididi Kalpavriksha. I bless you all with integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. Let you all radiate. The highest bliss. Let you all experience Kundalini awakening. Let you all produce the energy directly from space and live health, bliss and enlightenment. Namah Shivaya. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nityananda.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.